The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. My next work was to explore the country and look for a suitable place in which to live. I also needed somewhere to store all the things I had brought from the ship. I did not yet know where I was, whether on a continent or on an island, whether it was inhabited or uninhabited, whether I was in danger from wild animals or not. I looked around. I could see that I was on an island completely surrounded by the sea. There was no land to be seen, except some rocks and two islands smaller than this. About 9 miles away to the west, there was no sign of human life, or farms or plantations. There were just trees, plants, and wild animals. I came back to my raft and set to work bringing my cargo on shore. This took me the rest of the day. I did not know what to do with myself at night. I was afraid to lie down on the ground in case wild beasts might eat me. Though there was really no need for me to have been frightened. I still did not know how I was going to supply myself with food. The only animals I had seen were like large rabbits. Looking out to sea again, I began to think I might still get a great many things out of the ship which would be useful to me, particularly some of the ropes and sails. So I decided to go back again if possible. I knew that the storm would break her up, so I left everything and made my way to the ship. I got on board the ship. In the carpenter's stores, I found 2 or 3 bags of nails, a dozen axes, and a grindstone, which was a most useful find. Besides all these things, I took all the men's clothing that I could find, some sails, a hammock, and some bedding. With all these, I loaded my second raft and brought them all to shore. Having got my second cargo on shore, I set to work to make a little tent with the sails and some poles. Into this tent, I brought everything that could be spoiled by the rain or the sun. When I had done this, I blocked the door of the tent with some boards on the inside and with an empty chest on the outside. Then, after spreading one of the beds on the ground, I went to bed for the first time. I slept very well all night. I now had many stores, but I was still not satisfied. For while the ship was out there on the sandbank, I thought I ought to get everything out of her that I could. So every day at low tide, I went on board and brought away something. On my third visit, I brought away rope and some pieces of canvas. I also brought another barrel of wet gunpowder. I had now been on the shore for 13 days and had been 11 times to the ship.